some cases we cannot. In Winter's case, of course, she has a very severe disability, although she does very well with it, but she is missing a tail. Out in the wild, that would be pretty serious. Here, under human care, we're able to manage that quite well, and you're going to be seeing some of that happening right now. Winter does physical therapy throughout the day, because you'll notice that when she swims, she doesn't swim like a regular dolphin, right? Do you know how Winter swims? Yeah, she swims side to side. So most dolphins go up and down, but Winter, because she lost her tail, or her tail flukes, which Panama is going to demonstrate for you right now. She might make us wait for it. Because Winter lost those tail flukes, which are the two flippers on the end of her body, she swims a little bit differently. That's Panama showing off how those tail flukes move up and down on a regular dolphin. Lovely. Yes, it was lovely. Very good job. And Winter, as you'll notice, swims side to side. So she kind of wiggles in a side-to-side motion. And that has caused some of the curve shape in her spine that you see. So you'll notice that the back part of her body curves down a little bit differently than a normal dolphin. And that's why we do the physical therapy with her. We want to counteract that curvature by doing stretches, which you saw Julie doing, and by doing other kinds of exercises. Now, one of the most famous ways, of course, that Winter gets that exercise and that physical therapy is her prosthetic tail. And I actually have that right here to show you folks. So this is Winter's prosthetic tail, her most current one. And Panama's going to give you a look at her tail so you can compare the two. That is what a regular dolphin tail or tail flukes look like. The area right in front of the tail flukes is called the peduncle. That is the part of the body that is curved on Winter. And you're also getting a nice look at their bellies. Now you notice Panama has a few more spots. It's kind of like she has the dolphin freckles. And that's probably because she's an older dolphin. Whereas Winter is a little bit more pink underneath. Younger dolphins tend to be pinker underneath, and it fades as they age. So Winter's physical therapy consists of the tail and stretches, and you'll notice that when she wears it, she's moving up and down. Now this is all part of training. If we did not have her trained to move up and down while she puts the tail on, she might go back to that side-to-side swimming. So we are watching her during that physical therapy and making sure that she's going up and down. Now she might only wear this, for 10 minutes or an hour. She might not wear it all day. Looks like Hope's trying to upstage everyone. So Winter does not need her tail to swim, and she does not need it to survive. You can see she's doing very well without it. I'm going to do a little dancing for you. Very nice. Now Hope is our youngest and most recently rescued animal, or dolphin rather, and she is in that back pool. She's 2.5. She was an orphan, and she came to us perfectly healthy, but because her mother had passed away, we cannot release her to go back out in the wild. Dolphins need to learn very critical survival skills before they can defend themselves and hunt for fish and do all those really important things. Winter also missed the period where she would have learned those things. And also because of her disability, she is not releasable. We're going to show you those tummies again and do a little showing off. Winter's doing some dolphin crunches. All right. Now you'll notice Winter's using that side-to-side swimming right now to get around. And Hope's using her tail to get around the water.
Showing off over there.
Say hello, everyone. Now, because Hope is very young, she's very active. You can see that right now. She's talking about the water. So she's got a lot of energy. She's a lot like a kindergartner or even younger for a human. So she oftentimes gets real goofy, goofs off like you're seeing right now, and it's very, very cute. called behavior. The primary purpose is for care. So you saw their bellies earlier? They were showing you their bellies, and that actually allows us to look at their bellies and their undersides, or what's called their ventral sides, and make sure that everything looks good, that there's no cuts or scrapes or bruises, and if there are, we can be sure that they're healing properly. Dolphins can get all those things just like we can. So being able to look over their body is very important in their care. We can also look inside their mouths. We can do other things with them as well. We can splash, of course. And we can even do things as advanced as drawing blood from them. We're going to take a look at their mouths. Check out those pearly whites. Make sure everything looks good. Now, if we need to draw blood on the animals, we can do that as well. And this is a pretty advanced thing. How many of you like going to the doctor and getting shots? Or having blood drawn? It's not very fun, right? Well, we've actually trained our dolphins to lay nice and still while we introduce a needle, and we can actually get a blood sample on them and send it off to the lab, just like you would, so that we can monitor their health. And this is a very important part of their care. We call this husbandry. And husbandry is just any kind of medical management or care. So the first step would be what you're seeing now with Tiffany in Panama. She's going to look over the tail, she might rub it, and then we reward her and let her go. Or she can wiggle out whenever she wants. This is all voluntary. The second thing we might do is put a little more pressure on that area. I'm still being guilty of it. And then we would gradually introduce that needle until we can get a successful
show off.
We're going to reward every step of the way. You might get splashed over there. You're standing pretty close. She looks pretty crazy and wild right now. So we would gradually reward each step of the way, and that's how we can get a blood sample or any other kind of sample on our animals. This is very important because it helps us take care of them. Now, fish is a very good way to reward them. A fish is going to get kind of boring after a while, right? If you eat a bunch of food, you're not so hungry, you might want to do something else. So we mix up all our rewards, we change it up, we give them massages, we give them pensive rub downs. Yeah, that's right, Panama. She just loves to relax and sit there and get loves. Winter is quite the snuggle monster as well. You might see her getting a lot of kisses and hugs here in the winter zone. And we can also give them toys and playtime, as I mentioned. And there's some of that snuggle time. Is anyone jealous? So all these things are used to reward a job well done. Because behavior that is rewarded is repeated. And you can use this kind of training with anyone. You can use it at home with your dog. You can also use it with your spouse. You can use it with your in-laws. You can use it with your kids. And kids, you can use it with your parents. You just have to know what is motivating to your subject. And then you reward them after they do what you want them to do. Now, if the dolphins don't cooperate, that's okay. We have tools for dealing with that as well. And everything is voluntary, so that's fine. We just have to be as motivating and as fun as possible. All right,